Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Wexler, and I'm coming to you live from Maryland. I'm finally home for a change. That's always nice. But David is now gone. He's in Scottsdale, Arizona. He is doing a meeting tonight, and there is another meeting in Chicago with Dr. Darren Weissman. So those are both the two events that are going on. David is going to try to pop on a little bit, so he'll be in to say hello. But in the meantime, I'm going to be running the meeting for both of us. David and I worked together. I introduced ASEA to him about 6 years ago at this point. Well, 8 years ago, but he finally kicked in a couple years later. Um, he had been at the top of another network marketing company and really didn't have the interest in the business at the time. And the purpose of this phone call is to get our teams together, because everyone's part of my team, which is wonderful, and to move forward, to share experiences, to cheer each other on, to move forward together as a team, and to mastermind, to welcome new people to the phone call, to make announcements, to do some recognition, and just kind of, like I said, stay together so that when we all meet at convention in just another 3 weeks, which is incredible, everybody will be able to recognize each other, and we'll be able to share experiences again. One of the things that Vertus Norton wanted to do when he created this was to have everybody be healthy, but also for everybody's finances to improve when they started doing ASEA. And he said, the more money you make, the more memories you can make. And that is certainly one thing that we love promoting, because it's not the money that you really want or desire. It's what you can create with the money. So you can give to a lot more charities, you can help more people that way, and you can certainly go away and make memories with your family and friends and have those for the rest of your life. And so money allows you to do all those wonderful things, and luckily ASEA is paying us very well to do that. And the more people you share it with, the more memories you can make. So I'd like to welcome everyone tonight. The announcements are very small at this point, just because we are coming to convention. So there aren't any events really that are coming up before convention at this point. And like I said, David Silverman's doing an event in Scottsdale, Arizona tonight. And then I didn't see anything for this coming weekend. And I've texted Alan to see if he was doing the Discover ASEA one this Thursday. There was not even an announcement about that. So I'll have to find out if he is doing that, and I can get the word out to everybody. David and I are going to switch things up a little bit. We have been doing webinars, live webinars, for different teams in Asia and different teams in Europe, and of course for all of you in the United States. And we decided to come together and just do them all on Wednesdays. This is just going to help everybody keep them all in their minds better. And so on Wednesdays, starting the week after this one, because I'll be gone and he'll be gone on this Wednesday, we're going to do a 9:00 a.m. webinar. Anybody Eastern, when I talk, it's going to be Eastern time right now. 9 a.m. will be 9 p.m. in Asia, Singapore, all those areas. Anybody's welcome to join us if you're here. It's also going to be, what is 9 a.m.? To 3 o'clock in Europe. And then we're going to do a 1 p.m. Eastern webinar for Europe. That will be 7 o'clock p.m. their time. It'll be a little bit too late for Asia. But anybody is welcome to join us on that 1 o'clock webinar. And then again at 9 o'clock p.m. on Wednesday evenings for, again, people in the United States. It'll be morning in Asia, so they could also join us. And we will be putting this out. He's restructured the infrastructure, and we'll be getting this out to everybody. But I did want to make that note because this week we're not able to do the webinars just because of our travel. ASEA has asked all the Diamonds Advisory Council and the Medical Professional Board to actually fly in. This is the first time they have asked us to fly in for anything. So I am going because David and Ivani both are not able to go. So I'm going to represent us on the East Coast. Foster Malmed will also be coming. but many of us are flying in. It was either that or a 6-hour Zoom for this meeting. And I guess I'd rather be there in person. They're going to be going over a lot of things that they're going to be announcing at convention. And what's exciting to me is that, and as you will see with Alan Noble, because I'm going to play his closing speech when he was in Denver tonight. And so I will be doing that at the end. So if you're not interested in seeing that, then you can get off the call. But to me, it was very powerful. He is so excited about where this company is now headed. And I have to say that I've been a friend of his from the very beginning. I've called him every year and said, is this the year we're going to do Momentum? And he'd always say, no, Debbie. You know, they're getting their infrastructure down. They're doing this, they're doing that. He has finally said that in the next 3 years, he thinks we will make the last 9 years look like just a standstill. He's so excited about all the different things that are coming up. Of course, he knows what they are, so he is excited about this. So I'm excited about going to find out, you know, what we'll be doing, what we'll be saying, and all the new announcements. They're going to be talking a little bit about expansion, the new, of course, products that are coming out. They've done new research. They have a lot of things to announce at convention. It should be very, very exciting. And I know every year I kept hoping that we were going to be hitting Momentum. We are directly on target for going well over 100 million this year, which will put us there. And with all the new stuff coming out, I know that it's going to be a very exciting year next year. So I'm excited. That's where I'll be Wednesday, Thursday, and I fly on Wednesday. I sit there all day Thursday, and then I'll fly back on Friday. So you won't be able to reach me or David or a lot of your upline diamonds for those days. So please call each other. You're all brilliant. You can all do 3-way phone calls. Of course, if you need help, there's associate support and stuff like that. But anyway, I know you guys are very, very capable. So we're going to start the night tonight with a testimonial. And it was going to be Susan Moore, unless her sister-in-law is on. So Susan, are you there, and can you unmute yourself?
I am here, and so is my sister-in-law. She's a new associate, Andrea Bundy. She's also on. I see her.
Okay.
I'm going to let her tell the story because she was up close in person.
Perfect. And what's your sister-in-law's name? Sorry?
Andrea Bundy, and she is on the phone. You'll see her phone number as 303 ending in 4178.
417. Okay, and let me unmute her then. And Andrea, good evening.
I can hear you.
And we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you. So we would love to hear the testimonial that happened in your family, I guess. Can you please go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us what ASEA and the redox molecules enabled your family to do?
I got interested in this through Sue. We've had a lot of medical challenges the last 2 years, and they've been substantial. I don't know what it is about turning 65, but when you do, everything seems to break.
Be careful now.
After talking to Sue about ASEA, I became very interested in it. My husband, not so. He is a reluctant participant frequently. So I didn't pressure him, went ahead on my own, ordered the product, tried it. The first time I tried it, I loved it. The Renew cream helped me a lot. The liquid helped me a lot. And so I would just share with Steve at night how I felt from it. And so I was putting the Renew cream all over my owie spots, and he grabs the tube from me and he says, let me try some of that. And he did. And so that led to him trying the ASEA liquid. And lo and behold, while I guess most people, and including myself, don't have a lot of reaction to this, boy, he did. And he was really, really, really detoxing heavily. But the interesting thing about it was he seemed to recognize that even though he was really uncomfortable during the detox, that this stuff was actually working and doing something. And Sue, as our advisor, kind of suggested that he back off the dosage. He was just taking the 2 ounces morning and night, and he said, no, I'm not going to back off. This is doing something for me when everything else has not. So he hung in through the whole detox, and it was a little tough on him, but he got through it. And now he's happily a convert, taking it religiously morning and night and reminding me to take it. So,
don't you love it?
Yes. So we're on it. Our dogs are on it. Our horses are about to be on it. It's a family affair. So that is my testimonial. It is helping us. I'm responding like I think a lot of people respond, kind of quietly, steadily, and you can tell something's happening, but it's no big deal. But for my husband, it was like a huge splash.
Well, can you tell us what symptoms did he have before, and then what happened to him?
Well, he had a lot of stomach issues, a lot of intestinal issues, a lot of focus issues. His face was like a fire truck. A little disoriented. Well, actually, a lot disoriented. He said a little, I say a lot.
Of course.
And so, you know, while that sounds like a lot, it was, he got through it fine. He just had to finally say, I think I'll just take it a little easy today, which is something he rarely does.
Wonderful.
So it was a really good thing, and I think that this will help him when nothing else has. So
well, that's wonderful.
That's very, very exciting for us, and I think that this might help him in ways that nothing over the last 40 years has. So
wow.
I'm very excited. You know, he's working with issues that he has from falling off a 6-story building onto concrete.
Ooh.
So, so it's a substantial challenge for ASEA, and ASEA seems to be not bothered at all by it.
Well, luckily the little redox molecules are like little warriors that go in, and they don't care what cells are damaged. They just tell the immune system to come fix them. So that's a great thing. We are so happy for you and your husband. That is absolutely wonderful, and thank you, Sue, for introducing it and probably sticking with them, especially him, it sounds like.
He was a little hard to go there, as Andrea said, but he'll usually follow her lead pretty well. And she knows she needs to lead the way, so she does very well at that. But one other thing he told me he did was another detox symptom was he said every time he woke up, he was laying in a pool of water. He just really laying in a pool of water. And when he called me, it was kind of funny because Steve is usually not really animated, but he was extremely animated when he called me because he went through half a day of this before he realized, oh my gosh, it must be that garbage I drank. And she made me drink, but he wouldn't back off a half an ounce because he said, this is great, I'm going through it. So he said he could actually, Andrea said, he could actually feel something happening in his body. He said, I don't know if I'm having a heart attack or a stroke, but I can feel something going through my body.
Oh.
So I'm proud of him for sticking in there and admitted it, and it was wonderful to get that phone call from him with this story, and a big thank you for sharing it. And I just have to thank you, Debbie and David and everyone, for sharing it with me so that I can share it with them, because I know it's making a huge difference.
Yeah, that's what's such a blessing, to be able to find something and then share it with people and know that you're not going to hurt anybody with it. And it's funny that you said that. One of my first girlfriends that I shared this with, I will just say, had Lyme disease, and she used to wake up in pools of water also, getting out all the toxins. So it's something that can happen. Another detox that we don't always talk about, but very happy people are not afraid of it sometimes. So thank you very much for sharing. I did forget.
Thank you for.
So
thank you for the opportunity.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I did forget to announce that there is an animal webinar tomorrow night at 9 Eastern. And you go to A Team Webinar, and if you've got Zoom already downloaded, which all of you should, obviously, it should take you right into the animal webinar. So it's a fantastic webinar to learn about how people have given this to animals and what has happened, and how they even get it into animals sometimes. So it's a phenomenal webinar, so I hope you are able to join them if you'd like. And remember that people will do a lot of times more for their animals than they will for themselves, which is a little bizarre in my mind, but I'm going to very quickly just share my screen. And we had a lot of rank advancements last week, and this week we have 9 of them. So I'm going to, there it is, just make the announcements very quickly in case we have some people on our call, and this will go out very shortly in an email. So Duanamus Orr went to director, and Melt Backman went to director this week. We had Boniface Ogba. You can tell we have an international team because these names are hard to pronounce sometimes for me. Director 300, Charles Capozzo. Director 300, Orlando O'Milling. Director 300, Tai Fan Chang, and Susan Ignatz. All Director 300, and then Director 700 is a Chinese name. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce that. And Regine Schweitzer, Director 700. So congratulations to all of them. And if any of them are on your team, please reach out and make sure that you're saying congratulations to them. I'm going to go ahead and welcome new people to the team and get them to introduce themselves just very briefly and tell us a little bit about themselves and why they looked at ASEA. And then I'm going to go ahead and introduce Alan Noble via video and tell you a little bit about what that was. So do we have anybody with anyone new on the team phone call tonight that would like to introduce?
I do, yeah. Debbie.
Okay, Dorothy, go ahead.
I see her little square down there. I just am happy to see Kelly Perot on tonight. I've never actually met Kelly in person, but we've spoken on the phone quite a bit, and it's exciting. She gets it, and she's down in Sarasota. I'll be quiet and let her talk.
Well, good evening, Kelly. Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Wonderful. We would all love to meet you. And welcome. Nice to live in Sarasota. Can you tell us just a little bit about your background and then why you looked at ASEA?
Well, I am a pharmacist, and also I have a biology degree. So when I first heard about the ASEA, I thought, oh, this is just really great. And I thought, I really have to try this. And I know lots of people that can benefit from this, but I got really excited about it.
Well, that's amazing because most people are very skeptical, but wow, that's great. Thank you for having an open mind and actually probably understanding what it was.
Yeah, thank you.
Personally, any health issues, or are you looking at this for other people?
I don't really have any myself, but I have a parent, and have a lot of pharmacy clients that I think might benefit from it.
Wonderful. Wow. Well, welcome to the team. We would love to see you. Your camera's working, but you're not in front of the camera, I guess.
Thank you.
We are definitely all here. You've got people from around the United States and Canada. I don't know that we have anybody on. I haven't looked at everybody. Sometimes we have people from Europe and Asia also. But we're all part of your team. We're all here to help. And so please, Dorothy is a great mentor. She knows very much, and she's wonderful. But if you can't get a hold of her, please feel free to get in touch with any of us.
Thank you. I will.
Absolutely. And welcome.
Thanks.
Hey, Debbie.
Yes?
So go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have somebody I'd like to introduce as well.
Okay. Who's this?
This is Robin.
Okay. Hi, Robin.
I'm under Buffy and Cindy and Carolyn.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the person I'm going to introduce, her upline, who I introduced to, is not able to be on here, and neither is Buffy. But I am her upline, Brittany Lane.
Okay.
She's on. She's about a month old or so, but she's never been on the call before. And I think she's in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Wow, a lot of people in Florida. Hi, Brittany. You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Tell us just a little bit about yourself, your background, and then why you took a look at ASEA, because you look very young.
I'm 23. I am in college studying alternative medicine with an end goal of either going into chiropractic or acupuncture school. Still a little undecided. But I actually sorry, my son just flushed the toilet. No. Let me go in here. Sorry. After I had my son, I developed Hashimoto's thyroiditis, and I have like little flare-ups here and there. But ever since taking ASEA, I've been basically able to get a lot of those flare-ups under control.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to, there's more foods that I'm able to eat now. For a while, I was only able to eat very little fat, and because I noticed that fat would affect my digestion and make me flare up. But now I can eat more avocados and healthy fats and things of that nature, and it doesn't affect my digestion as bad, doesn't make my joints ache. So yeah, it's been great. And
that is wonderful.
Yeah,
so
sometimes I get nerve pain from the condition, and the Renu 28, or what is it, Renu 28?
Yes.
I'm very new.
Yes.
Has been really, really helping me a lot, especially with that. It used to keep me up all night, the nerve pain, and
oh my gosh,
amazing. Yes.
You're so young to have those. I'm so happy that Robin introduced the person who introduced you to ASEA so that you could get your life back. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's such a blessing.
Absolutely. Well, we have lots of young people that are starting to join us, and actually in Florida itself, Danielle Matthews is there, and she's still in her 20s, and she's been holding meetings. There'll be some meetings coming up in Clearwater and different places. So hopefully we can tie you in and maybe introduce you to Danielle. Sometimes she's on the phone call. I don't think I've seen her on, but anyway, she's one young one, and then my daughter's actually on too. She's still in her 20s. So
I'd
we have
love
lots of,
to even talk with them if that's possible, just because
sure.
This is all very new to me, and I'm, learning how to pitch it and whatnot. So it'd be really cool to talk to people about that as well.
Okay. If you would like to type your phone number into, because we're all part of a team here. If you'd like to type your phone number into the chat bar, I know Jackie's sitting right here, and she can take the number, and then she can introduce you to Danielle also. It's fun to be with other millennials, I know.
It is.
Okay. So you go down to the chat and just click on it, and it'll bring up the chat, and then you just type something in and hit enter.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I'll put my number right here. Thank you.
You're so welcome, and welcome to the team, Brittany.
Thank you so
Debbie,
much.
this is Stu again. I have another new member on the call tonight, Polly Cowan. And Polly's listening in. You'd introduce yourself, Polly.
Polly, okay.
Polly.
I'm looking.
I see her.
Screen.
Polly, you might need to tell her how she's on the phone, not on the computer. So she
Oh,
might
there,
need to tell her
okay.
how to unmute.
All right, I unmuted her. Polly, are you there?
Yes, I am. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I started the ASEA after Sue called me and says, I've got a product I really think you want to hear about.
Okay.
I've had some minor issues myself, joints, knee replacements, thyroid, and things like that, nothing major, but my husband happened to be diagnosed with prostate cancer with stage 3, stage 4, because it had metastasized to his bones, plus he has a growth.
Oh.
So we started him drinking, which he was reluctant also, but he's doing it. And at first, I kind of had a panic attack because his PSA numbers started climbing. And I'm calling Sue, and she's calling and saying, it's okay, it's okay. But anyway, right now his numbers have come down drastically. He still, of course, has the cancer attached to his bones. So at this point, it's hoping to make him feel better so he's not tired and achy like cancer can do to you. And we'll see as time goes on whether the tumor shrinks a little more and they have him on a med, and of course that's got side effects. So hopefully the ASEA will counteract any side effects and just make life a little more pleasant.
Absolutely. The one thing, I'm just going to say this because we had David Silverman actually introduce this to a man with prostate. And he actually, we were telling them that they can literally use ASEA because they're redox molecules any place. And he said, any place? And we said, yes. And he comes back to tell us that he went out that day and bought an enema from the grocery store, rinsed it all out, dumped it out, rinsed it all out, put the ASEA in that and used it and sprayed it directly into the area. And his PSA levels dropped within 2 weeks and his issue completely went away. So the closer you can get the redox molecules to an issue, the better it is. So I just thought maybe I would pass that on because it's something that he did. I think he did it once a day until he was having results, plus drinking it. So it's just a thought.
Thank you. I will pass that on. Kind of doubt if he'll want to do it, but
well,
if I can get him to drink and get him to use the gel where the growth is, because he's actually got a little pain in the back area where it is, and the gel would get a little closer to the actual prostate there too.
All right. Well, I just wanted to pass it on because we've had doctors that have literally been able to go inside and squirt it directly on some issues, and it's been amazing. Like in a few weeks, the issue is gone. So.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Polly.
Hey, Debbie, it's Carolyn.
Yes. I'm going to call on you next.
I wanted to introduce a new member of our team. She's actually sponsored by Tai-Fi Cheng, who's not on the call, but Susan Ignatz, and she just went direct to 300. And Perfect. She and I have been working together. I've only met her once. She came to our event in Charlottesville, and we've done a lot of phone calls. And so, Susan, I saw that you were on the call. If you could unmute yourself. I see her walking around. There we go. Now it's changed to venue 83830. Debbie, I don't know if you can see that. It says it's next to Mary. Well, for me, it's next to Mary Shockley. It says venue 83830 now. It was Susan Ignatz. Oh no, I can see her down below that. Susan Ignatz. They move around.
Yes, they do, and I'm looking for her. Sorry.
Do you see it?
No, but let me go to where they're.
I can see under Mary Shockley. I don't know if you're seeing on panel 2.
No, let me just.
Second left.
Susan. Oh, there she is. Okay.
Okay.
That unmute her? I don't know.
Yeah, you did. I can see you've unmuted her now. Susan?
Yes.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I wanted to introduce you to the team and get you to say hi and share, as Debbie has been asking everybody, why you decided to join ASEA and what you've been seeing.
So I was introduced to it by my facialist, and my husband's in biotechnology, and he has been doing novel technologies since I've known him for over 20 years. And so it made sense to me that the science behind it made sense to me. And I really just have a passion for helping other people. So with the two things combined, I was just in right away. And I have a good friend that I thought of immediately when I heard of it. And she's one of the people she's the first person I signed up immediately. So wow. She's really debilitated with cancer, and we're just hoping to keep her stabilized. And so that's I'm very excited, and I can't wait to see what the future holds.
Well, that sounds amazing. It's wonderful that you understood it. That's how I got in. I understood the science behind it and thought it was just amazing that somebody was finally able to do this. And so we will keep her in our thoughts and prayers. I can say that people have been having very good results with things like your friends have by drinking 2 ounces of ASEA every 2 hours from about 8 in the morning till 10 at night. There's a study that was done, and it was published in our library, stating that the efficiency of the redox molecules is at its peak performance for about 120 minutes. So with that in mind, putting new redox in that go directly to those damaged cells and get the immune system to come in and repair and replace, doing that has been very, very effective in helping people with those issues.
Every day?
Every day until things happen.
Hey Debbie, it's Pam. Will you repeat that? Did you say every hour 2 ounces?
No, 2 ounces every 2 hours.
All right, thank you.
They're at their peak efficiency for 120 minutes. So if you can, and this is anything serious that anybody has, but it's been very effective. I had a gentleman that I know very well from Montana pull me aside a couple of years ago and tell me that he'd had extraordinary results with people with kind of the same issues by doing that.
Okay, thank you.
Are actually office. That document is filed in the back office library.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so you can look that up, but that's why they even came to that conclusion, and it's been very effective for many things. I had a man with esophageal distress, very painful, was in bed, couldn't eat, couldn't swallow, and I told him to do that, and literally the next day the pain was gone.
Okay. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. It's expensive for a little bit, but it's more important to save your life that way than.
So she has a type of cancer where she just had her 4th bout in a different area and just got a clean scan, and her next scan will be in November. So
okay.
So I should suggest her to do that up until November. Well, how do you know?
If she's got a clean scan, I would I would do that for a week or so, and then just come back to. I would still do at least 8 ounces a day. Carolyn might have a suggestion, but at least 8 ounces a day to maintain her till November and make sure she still has a clean skin.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what we're doing.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would definitely. Okay, absolutely. All right. Anybody else have anyone new?
Hey, Debbie, it's Sumner.
Hi, Sumner.
Hey, we have Jackie Childress on the line.
Okay.
And
hi, Jackie.
Jackie's a wonderful friend. We went to high school together. Both were in the band. And she's just a wonderful, wonderful person. Glad to have her joining us. She'll be at convention.
Absolutely, I know.
Yep.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm sorry I can't get this video thing on for some reason, but
no problem.
Anyway, I don't want to take up too much time because there's many of us. But I will say right now my mom is using Renew 28, and I have to keep a steady supply of that because she will put it on. She, will sit there watching movies, and all of a sudden her left thumb will get severely painful. I don't know if it's arthritis or bursitis, but it gets really, really painful.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, look, please just put this on. And she put it on, and I mean, I don't even think 5 minutes went by and the pain went away. And so she's been on it for about, I guess, a month and a half, maybe 2 now.
Uh-huh.
And we can sit there and maybe it'll act up again, and then she'll put it on and she'll go, wow, I can't believe it. The pain's gone. It's almost instantaneous.
That's fabulous.
So we have to keep her on a steady supply of Renew 28 at all the time. Got to order some more of the liquid because I had some of that too. So I've got my brother on it who's got some high blood pressure going on, and my mom, and I figured I might as well use it too. In fact, I discovered I have a little bit of seborrheic dermatitis, and it itches like crazy. So I said, well, I'm putting Renew on too, and it stops the itch. So I'm hoping it's going to clear it up completely. So I'm excited. I'm really excited about convention and everything.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to meeting you. I've met you on Zoom before, and it's nice to talk to you again. And I'm so happy that you're already having experiences with it. So I know you were a school teacher, and you decided that you wanted to have a life because teachers, unfortunately, are not paid very well.
Yes.
And so we look forward to seeing your success in ASEA.
I thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Debbie?
Okay. Yes?
Hi, this is Luann Gray.
Hi.
Hi, I've got my friend Eris N. Escamilla on here, and she's been on before, but it's been a long, long time, and she's wanting to get re-involved. So I'd like to introduce her as a new person, even though she's not exactly new.
Okay. And her name is Esther?
Aris, A-R-I-S.
A-R-I-S. Let's see if I can unmute her.
Okay.
Okay. Did that unmute her? Let's see.
Hi.
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 Yes, I can hear you.
I'm new to Zoom too, so I'm not quite sure how this works, so excuse me.
No problem. You can mute yourself, as you move your cursor around there, you're in a block. Looks like the Brady Bunch. And at the bottom left, there is a microphone, and then there's a video.
Okay.
You can unlock either of those two, but I've unlocked your microphone so you can at least talk. So tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're re-engaging.
I re-engaging because I want to walk through my fears and also see what I'm possibly capable of doing. And I know ASEA is a good product. I have been on it before and I did well. I had been off of it for a while, mainly because of financial reasons, and I just retired myself. and I wanted to keep busy, and I thought this was the best way to just start bringing in income, helping people, and stay busy. And then plus my health has deteriorated somewhat in the last 3 months, so I want to get healthy again. So that's why I went back on the ASEA.
Perfect. Well, it sounds like you made a very good decision. And again, are you in California also?
Yes, I'm in Placerville, California. I'm in the mountains. Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited about doing it this time.
Well, we've got some wonderful leaders out there, and there have been some big events that happen. A lot of times they're around the Los Angeles area. And I think there's actually one, I forgot, Laguna Hills or something like that, this coming Thursday and Friday, with Dr. Ralph Stevens. So if anybody's close to that, Dr. Ralph Stevens is the one who put redox molecules in Petri dishes with cells, both damaged cells and healthy cells, to see what happens. So anyway, he's fascinating to listen to. He understands it very well.
Good, thank you. I'm in Northern California.
I know, yeah. You're in Northern, so it would be a long drive, but we will definitely keep you posted, and please feel free to call on us for anything we can help you with, okay?
I will be doing that. Thank you very much. Thanks for the support. Thanks, Luann.
Debbie, I'm going to Zoom that meeting in on Thursday evening. I
Okay.
don't know if somebody would like to have a Zoom number and call in, you know, that. I'm going to turn my phone around and put it on my Zoom number if somebody wants.
Ida, can you mute yourself? Sorry. There you go. Go ahead, Pearl. I'm sorry.
Just wanted to let them know that if they want to come in on my Zoom number, I'm going to Zoom that doctor in on Thursday evening.
Okay.
So
do you want to type your Zoom number into the chat bar so we can see it?
Sure. I was going to have people grab a phone, old-fashioned pen and paper, but I'll grow up and put it on the chat. Okay.
Okay. All right. That way everybody can see it, and 18 people won't ask you to repeat it.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Anybody else new?
Debbie?
Yes.
This is Fred Bloom. I have Diane on the phone. She just joined us over the weekend.
Okay. Hi.
She called in by phone.
All right. Do you know what her phone is? It 303 number?
No, it's 703.
703. There it is. Okay. Diane, is that you? Can you?
Oh, yes. Yes, it is.
Diane. Well, hi.
Hi. This has been very interesting.
Yes.
I'm really excited now after listening to all the testimonials tonight, and I'm looking forward to going. I don't know. I'm looking forward to talking to a lot of people. I've been getting a lot of ideas from everyone.
And do you have a health challenge? Is that why you looked at it, or do you want to just help people?
Oh, well, I do. Well, I want to get healthier myself, but I do want to help people. And I know a lot of people who need a lot of help, and they've been everywhere. And conventional medicine hasn't really helped them. So I hope they'll be interested.
Well, if you let us help you, first of all, Dr. Fred Bloom is an incredible mentor, and he knows a lot about this. So make sure you get him on the phone with people. If he's not available, because I know he still works full time, please feel free to use Dr. David Silverman or me or any of your or any of the upline. And please feel free to reach out to us. Okay?
Yeah, Dr. Bloom has just been wonderful. He's
Yes.
excellent, and I do appreciate his help, and I appreciate your offer also.
Well, please do, because I know he's not always quite available, so please feel free to reach out to us, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
We all love helping people. Absolutely. Thanks, Diane. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anyone else?
I have someone.
Okay.
Hi, this is Andrea Weeks, and I have my mother-in-law here today. Her number is 269 number.
269.
Debbie.
Yes. Oh, hang on just a second. And Andrea, who's your new person?
Her name is Peggy Weeks.
Peggy Weeks.
And she just got her order today.
Peggy, hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about all of you?
We're good too. Tell us just a tiny bit about yourself and then and why you looked at ASEA.
I'm Andrea's mother-in-law.
Yes.
And thankfully, she was introduced to it. And I got ill in 2007, and it's been a rough road since then. And I just kind of lost hope. And I have polymyalgia rheumatica. For one of the things that all of your muscles and joints. And then I have giant cell arteritis for my head. And usually those last a couple of years, and then you can have remission forever, hopefully. But mine doesn't seem to stop. It's just one flare after another, and the medical profession doesn't know enough about it to know what causes it or what to do, just to give you lots of drugs. So I'm excited. I'm starting tonight. So I just got my order, and I get to take my first dose after a call.
Wonderful.
I'm very thankful.
There's a reason we call this Hope in a Bottle, and it's because it has given so many people their hope back. And so I hope you feel
right.
very quickly.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we look forward to hearing your progress. And please feel free to come back on and tell us about it. Okay?
I will. Thanks, Andrea.
Thank you, Peggy. All right. We have lots of new people on tonight. Anybody else? Ida, did you have somebody?
Yeah, I have Natalie Biedermeyer here.
Okay. Hi, Natalie.
Say hi. Hey, how are you?
Wonderful. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, Debbie. I have a question.
Yes. Go ahead.
Teacher. I'm a teacher, and I'm working with special needs kids. And I have the mom of one of the kids has 6 hernias.
Oh.
And I'd like to help her. What should I do?
Well, first of all, I always ask permission. So I always ask if they're open. If you knew of something that could help them, would they want to know about it? That's the first thing I always.
Well, I gave her one bottle for her birthday, and she tried it, and then she just needs more info.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I need to know, like, how many times a day.
The easiest thing to do is to do a 3-way phone call. So I'd be happy to help you, or Ida can help you, or so I'm happy to do a 3-way phone call and give her the information. And all I do is educate people about it. That's what I do. And I will tell her that and just say, so here's, and describe it very simply. I don't go into a lot of science because people usually don't want that unless they're medical. And then she can decide if this is something she'd like to continue and try. Okay. And that's how we usually do it. Okay.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Of course. And then I also know where a lot of the studies or anything, I mean, depending on how analytical they are, I can also help send information that she could look at if she needs more information. But that's what we always do. We find out what they want, if they're ready to try it or if they need more information. Okay? So Ida can give you my information, and I'd be happy to do that. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, Debbie. Thank you.
All right, absolutely.
Perfect.
Is there anyone else? Okay. Well, I had the privilege, and I know Jackie's on here also, of being in Denver on August 4th when Alan Noble flew in. And he did the presentation, and Alan is one of the most eloquent speakers in ASEA. He gave a wonderful presentation, but he also did the call to action. And I have never heard Alan Noble get this vulnerable in his whole life. I mean, I knew a lot of the stories and stuff, we're friends, but he doesn't always open up in public. And he really talked about where the company is, where it was going, and the hurdles that he personally had in front of him in order to be able to even do this business. And one of the hurdles was even being able to stay in this country. He had to go back to Ireland in the middle and didn't even tell anybody about it. And it was just so powerful. It is about 20 minutes, so it's going to go past what this phone call is. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing it because I thought it was, as I said, one of the most powerful things. He did an excellent job and of kind of telling us where we are, telling us where we're going, and what he had to overcome to do this. And all he's saying basically is that, you know, I did this, I was not in a good position, and so it's open to anybody. There's always hope. There's always a way to do something if that's something that you really want. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video. If anybody needs to get off, I apologize. I didn't realize we'd have so many wonderful new people here. So it was a little longer than I thought. So if you need to get off, feel free, but I'm going to go ahead and start it. And he asked not to post this anywhere. Because he did talk about visas and being in Ireland, and he asked us not to post it to social media. So I have it. You can personally look at it, and but please don't post this anywhere. Okay, thank you. Let me share my screen and share computer sound. And pull him up. So,
if you're going into the shopping mall and you want to go to Macy's, you can look in the little map and see where Macy's is. It's way over here. But before you can get there, you have to figure out where are you. Okay? You got to find the little red circle, and then you can start to join the dots, and you know how to get there. So let's see, where have we come from? I feel very fortunate to have been associated with this technology, really from the very, very early days. 2009. And it's been an incredible journey. And even those that joined in 2010, it's like a lifetime ago. It's like a whole other different chapter of life. And it's been an amazing journey, the most rewarding journey you can imagine. In lives changed, in income earned, and personal development. Okay? When I think of personal development, Danielle, can I ask how old you are? I know it's a very rude question for a woman, but 29. 29. Man, your development is so far ahead of where I ever was. I was trembling like a leaf and still scared stiff of the world when I was in my early 20s and mid-20s, and so it's just incredible to see this. But when you look at the development of this company, we really built the nuts and bolts of ASEA through lives changed, testimonials. And we had some really good science, but it didn't really explain why those lives were being changed. It kind of baffled us. And that was hard to establish credibility in certain circles. And so we had some great studies, we had some athletic studies, we had some metabolite studies, but none of them really fully explained why these lives were being changed. Why on earth was Danielle getting this life-changing result in the product? What was going on with Mike? How can we explain these things? And so it was September 2017, last year's convention, and many people were there. Well, what did we release? What was the big news at last year's convention? The gene signaling study. The gene signaling study, what it did is it brought our science right up alongside our anecdotal testimonials. For the first time, we could really start to explain and validate why people were getting these incredible results in their lives. We could explain how the signaling through our bodies impacted everything, and we could prove up to a 31% increase in these signaling pathways. And we could even show that EGR1 opening 15 other pathways, insulin signaling. We started to be able to explain why people were getting some tremendous benefits in that area of their life. thyroid stimulation. We could start to explain that. NFR2. We could start to explain this whole antioxidant activation thing that we started with 9 years ago. And so the science started to catch up, and it finally caught up with the testimonials. Guys, that closed the first chapter of this business. Now, most companies don't stay in foundation mode for 9 years. They don't. Any company that's going to take off, they usually start to see that hockey stick round about year 3 and 4. And then they start to go. It took us 9 years to close that first chapter, that first foundational chapter. And that's not something to be embarrassed about. It's not something to shy away from. It's something to be very proud of, because it takes longer to validate a breakthrough, a category creator, a technology that the world has never seen before. We couldn't ride on the shoulders of Herbalife and New Skin and Amway and all these other companies. How long have vitamins been around, Lynn? 70, 80 years. People have been talking about vitamin supplementation. How long have antioxidants been around? 30, 35 years. It began to become a buzzword. Okay? How long has redox been around? 9 years. How many companies are talking about vitamins? How many companies are talking about antioxidants? How many companies are talking about redox? One. When you fully understand what it means to have a patented breakthrough, a patented category creator that nobody else has, it's a miracle it didn't take us longer than 9 years to close the first chapter in this company. But we did it. Last year's convention was extremely significant for this company and for each and every one of us in our journey in this company. Since then, our numbers have started to accelerate. Enrollments are up, auto ships are up, volume is up, checks are up. To give you an idea, we finished last year somewhere around the 85 million mark, something like that. Sometimes it has to be adjusted for currency, by about 85 million. We're on track right now to finish this year between 100 and 105 million. That's about 18 to 20% growth. That is significant. And before you go, well, I bet you that's all just Asia. No, every market's up, guys. Every market is up. These are clues. In Texas, we call it a clue. That's my Latham impersonation. These are clues, guys, that there's something coming. There's something happening. Things are accelerating. Things are getting faster. This is the year of consolidation. We've consolidated the message of redox signaling with this gene signaling study. The next convention is the beginning of chapter 2. So, end of chapter 1, a year of consolidation, the beginning of chapter 2. What marks the beginning of chapter 2? VIA. Guys, I've never been more excited than I am today to be an associate in this company and the opportunity that lies ahead of us. It is absolutely staggering. What we have done in the last 9 years with redox is nothing compared to what is about to happen. Not just VIA, but redox as well. VIA will open the doors because it's a mass product. These are why did we choose broad spectrum nutrition, plant-based nutrition? Great presentation, by the way. Why did we choose these whole food, plant-based nutrition? Because it's one of the most popular segments and most important segments in the nutrition world. Why is our next product a pre-probiotic?
Awareness.
It's one of the fastest growing areas. People are beginning to realize the gut is key. It's the second, it's 70% of your immune system's in there. It's the second brain of the body. It's absolutely key. It's an exploding area of nutrition. And boy, we got a great product in that field. Our third product is called cellular longevity. Guys, this is another huge buzz topic in the world of nutrition. And so we're going to go into the marketplace with some really cutting edge products. And we're going to be able to present a story that for the first time in the history of supplementation in health and wellness, inside or outside of network marketing, it doesn't matter, the only company that can present the labor and the materials. We are the only company on this planet that can offer true, complete cellular health. The only one, because we're the only company with the labor and the signal. The only one. So this next chapter, guys, is huge. I believe, I'm going to stick my neck out here, that in the next, I'm even going to say in the next 3 years, we will make the last 9 years look like we've been standing still. We will accomplish probably more in the next 3 years than we have in the last 9 years combined. That's not hype. That's truly what I believe. How do you take advantage of that? I'm going to tell you the first and most simple thing you can do is get to convention. Now, I'm not going to embarrass anybody by saying put your hand up if you're going or put your hand up if you're not going, okay? I'm going to highly recommend you go to convention.
We have applications at the back of the room.
Applications at the back of the room. There's discounted tickets floating around the place. New associates, $179. Not new associates, it's $299, but I promise you there's $199 tickets floating around the place. Just ask, okay? Discounted tickets. Room with somebody. Cut the price. Let me tell you a very quick story. Do I have time? Barely, but I'll tell you anyway. I'm sleeping in Aspen tonight. Exactly. So.
Could be worse. Could be in Vail.
I could be.
Wow.
Oh, at least it's not Boulder. No, I'm only joking. I love Boulder. I love Boulder. I love Boulder. What was I talking about? Oh, my story. Guys, let me tell you something. I was a struggling network marketer. See, a lot of people treat convention like, well, when I'm successful, I'll go to convention. That's like saying, when I get in shape, I'm going to go to the gym.
Yeah, that's right.
When I get healthy, I'm going to start drinking ASEA. When I'm a millionaire, I'll join your business. Wrong. Wrong. It's backwards. So I was a struggling network marketer. I probably was scraping to have success at like a director 700 level after about 2 years in business. I had no personal development. I was very shy. The phone weighed a ton. It was a struggle for me. But I was in love with the business model. And I remember there was this convention with that company, and they had 2 a year. They had a big one, and then they had kind of a winter one. Wasn't quite as big as the big summer one. And nobody from Ireland was going to that convention. There was something inside of me that said, if you really want this, you got to go. Guys, I did not have the money to go. I was scraping it together with a few commission checks and teaching kids the flute. But there was something in me that said, I had to go to this convention. Not one person in my country was going to that convention. But I went. I stayed in the crappiest of hotels. I had to do a long hike to the convention center. But I'll tell you, something happened. I came to that convention a struggling associate. And I went home a leader. I found my voice. My passion was fueled. Guys, don't make the mistake that convention is about information. It's not. Let's not pretend. You're going to get all the information on the charge-up call the Monday right after convention. You're going to get it in video posts, and Denny Robinson will be burning up Facebook Live along with Tammy there. I mean, it's going to go nuts. You're going to get the information. We don't build a business on secrets. You're not going for the information. You're going for the energy. Guys, I was fed with the energy of leadership. I don't know the twists and turns of life, but I don't think I could be standing here today with the success and the tremendous freedom lifestyle that I have with this company I hadn't made that decision way back in something like 1995 or 96. Stepping stones of life, guys. There's a stepping stone coming up in 4 weeks' time. If you haven't made the decision, make it. Be there. If you're serious about a future here in the sea, be there. It is a special, special event. Now, when you understand the vision of where we've come from, finishing chapter 1, our consolidation period, the opening of chapter 2, and where we're going, the next thing you've got to ask is, how do I take advantage of it? I said, number 1, be at the convention. Number 2, get rid of your excuses. I wrote a little list. I was thinking about this. I hope I don't get too emotional on this. I don't know that I've really shared much about my first year in ASEA. You know, one of the things sometimes I hate about recognition is you see the glory, but you don't see the story. You don't know the journey people. You know, one of the things that absolutely makes me mad is when people say, oh, he got lucky. You know, not to me personally, they weren't there. But, no, but if somebody says, oh, well, that person, oh, Cindy got lucky, you know, or it's okay for Deb. People don't understand the journey. They don't understand the sweat, blood, and tears. They don't understand the sacrifice. So I wrote down just a list. What have I got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 hurdles that showed up in my first 10 and a half months of doing the business in ASEA. First hurdle, I was 21 months married. And that's a long, long story. Some of you know it. My closer friends know the story, but I kind of need to combine some of these. 21 months married with a 10-month-old baby. I'm financially embarrassed. And that's not good for the male psyche. I don't want to be sexist, but I'm going to miss my flight. It's different when you're a bachelor and you have a bad month, a bad week, a bad year. Doesn't really matter, you just go walk your dog and walk it off. But those circumstances changed. On top of that, I was working my tail off with a business partner here in Denver, and I wasn't getting paid very much. Unfortunately, it was tied to a visa that I had, and I would be lucky to make $2,000 a month, and I was working anywhere from 12 to 16 hours a day. This visa, in order to remain valid, had to be validated with an income of $96,000 a year, which is what the deal was. And I was trapped. Then my dad calls me. And he tells me about his challenge. And the search begins, and I find ASEA. And when I find ASEA, I'm in just a horrible, horrible place. But when you find what you're truly looking for, if you're clear on what you're looking for and you find it, you don't let it go. And I'm just grateful for a lot of the other experiences I had to be able to fully appreciate ASEA from day one. And I said, this is my chance. This is my chance to dig myself out of the hole that I got myself into. I had to validate my visa with $2,000 a week, or I would no longer be in this country. And I'm more passionate about America than most Americans. You don't know what you have here. And that's why many of you are letting it slip by. I did not want to leave. I'd worked way too long. The journey had been way too long. So I grabbed the opportunity. Now, my dad's clean bill of health didn't come till October, so by, oops.
That's United Airlines calling.
We'll be okay. You're a fast Uber driver.
Lift.
Do you have a little siren? We're okay. I had to leave. I went back to Ireland in the month of August to see my dad. I've got to keep building the business. It's midnight. It's 1 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning. We're not open in Europe. That doesn't come for another 3 years. It's 3 in the morning. It's 4 in the morning. Doing everything I can do to drive the business forward. I then come home, back to Denver. I was living in Denver at the time, and I came back, and my dog, my beautiful Katie, golden retriever, my bachelor girl, loved her so much I called my daughter after her. Lauren Kate Noble. I told my wife it was a grandmother's name, but it wasn't. It was my dog. I think she figured it out. She died of aggressive cancer. Anybody that's opened a dog, yeah. Gosh. Be a great excuse. But you have to keep charging. Because your belief in what you have is real. And because you want it more than anything else in the world. Then in November, I got word, and I'm not going to go into the details of it, but because of my visa and situations, I had to go back home to Ireland through December, January, February, and March. I was back making phone calls. Midnight, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. That's when I spoke to Chuck and Sam. You don't stop. I then decided that in February I had to get back to the States for a short time. So I lived in the crappiest little travel lodge in Utah for 1 month. Just making phone calls, at least in the right time zone. This crappy little travel lodge with a little microwave and a kitchen sink for the month of February. Justin Wilson, who's our VP of Global Sales now, used to sometimes pick me up and take me to the office where I'd steal their snacks. Kurt Richards used to pick me up and take me to the office. But I sat hitting the phones in that crappy little travel lodge. I went home in March, back in the time zone of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And in April, sorry guys, for taking so long to tell you the story. It should be a quick 3 minutes. In April, I was able to bring my family. Back to the States. And I had my income at $2,000 a week. And I validated my visa at $96,000. Good for you. When your intention is strong enough and there's emotion behind it, you can achieve it. had a clear goal. I had 10 months to make $2,000 a week in this company. And if I didn't, dreams that I've been chasing for decades would have crumbled. I had every hurdle you could imagine. Guys, there's lots and lots of reasons why you can't do something. I just gave you 10. But you've heard the saying, you only need one reason to do it. You can give me all the reasons in the world why not. You just need one reason why. What's your reason? What's your reason, Peg? What's your reason? Jackie, what's your reason? Danielle, what's your reason? You gotta know your reason. And you gotta focus on it with absolute laser focus and intensity. And you've got to put emotion behind it like you've never put emotion before. And you know what? You're going to have every reason in the world not to, but you only need that reason why. That's it. That's it. It's as simple as that. And the only other thing is just believe in yourself. You've got to believe in yourself. You've got to have this posture. You've got to believe that you deserve to have it all. You deserve to have your why, and nothing will stop you. Do you know what impressed me most about your presentation? You've mastered the art of asking questions. You understand the quality of your business is based on the quality of your questions, Danielle. But it's the posture which you hold yourself. You know that you know that you know. We all have to have that belief. And so when you have the vision and you know where we're going, and you have that desire, that unstoppable desire for whatever it is you want, that one reason, that's all you need. And then you believe in yourself and have that posture of confidence that you deserve it. That's all you need. So thank you.
Well, I hope you could hear it. I had the volume up as loud as I could possibly get it. And I hope you were moved by that, as we were. He had us all in tears that day. And if you didn't hear it, he did say, when intention is strong enough with emotion behind it, everything is doable. You can accomplish anything. So please know that it will be on the recording. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording right now.